What is up, everybody? Wrapped up week 3 today, and things are still feeling really good. There hasn't been any major issues crop up. The kids are battling a bit of a cold. I maybe have kind of a scratchy throat, sort of a runny nose, but nothing that seems like it's going to derail training a little bit. We got back from my hometown early in the week, so there's 10 hours of traveling there. There's a few crappy nights of sleep with the kids up sick, but honestly, it feels like I'm just building momentum week over week, and I haven't felt that feeling since late in 2022 when I kind of got over that hump of rehabbing the broken leg, sort of got back into powerlifting full steam and experienced some of those noob gains. And I hope this is something that I can carry on into the meet. I'm not so naive to think that it's going to go perfect for the next 15 weeks or whatever it is, but I'm ambitious. Things are feeling good. Training's a lot of fun right now, and I'm just really hopeful that I can put up a total that I'm, proud of as being kind of a comeback meet and sets the tone for where I think I can get to in the coming years here. My intent was to talk about the meet in this video and kind of give everyone an update on what that looks like, but the details aren't quite ready to be released publicly yet, and the girls are out of town for the weekend, and I have a little bit of time to get on top of some of these things that have piled up. One of those things is getting this video out, so I want to talk about something else while I wait for those details to come available. And what that is just general passion and love for lifting weights and self-improvement, and that's something that I think a lot of the general population maybe overlooks in some of the lifters, especially the lifters that have been around for a long time. I've been competing in powerlifting for over a decade, and when you think of it that way, my progress maybe isn't that exciting, and my story probably isn't as impressive or inspiring as maybe it would be if I had a bunch of world titles to my name and all this sort of stuff. But there's so much more to this process than just competing and just trying to be, the best in the world, which obviously I would love to do. But there's a reality that sets in at some point in your career where progress isn't always linear, and it's not something that is just going to come week after week, cycle after cycle, year after year. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be life events that derail your training. There are going to be shifts in your priorities that make it more difficult to make progress. There are going to be setbacks that take potentially years to come back from. And the people that stick it out through all those ups and downs and curveballs and life events are people that understand what this means to them as a person. And the sport starts to mean more to you than it does to anybody else. You care less about winning. You care less about accolades. You care about making progress. You care about proving something to yourself. And ultimately, that's what this is for me. Do I want to compete at the highest level? Absolutely. I think I can compete at the highest level. I think that I have the ability. I think I have enough, genetic talent to get to a level where I can compete with the best in the world. And frankly, I have competed with the best in the world, but the dynamic of the sport and the environment has changed where it's that much harder to get there. And it's everything that I wished it was when I started. And even though I feel like I'm kind of later in my career, I still think that I can get to where I want to get to. I think I can be one of the best, and that's not as easy with a family and kids and a job and a broken fucking leg. But I love this. I love the process, and I don't think that I don't think everybody understands what this means to me or what this means to other people out there. We all have our why, and our why can't always be winning. I have done some really stupid things when it comes to training. I've gone on holidays and taken time away from my family to go to the gym. The week after my wedding, we went to a cabin and I found a shitty bar and a shitty set of plates, and I got a session in because I wanted to. Not because that one session was going to make or break my performance. If I would have skipped it, would it have done absolutely anything for my competition day 6 months later? No, it wouldn't have. But going to the gym and feeling like I accomplished something means something to me, and it's become part of who I am. Lifting weights has always been something that I did for me.
It was the one thing in my life it felt like I could control, and it'll continue to be my outlet. Thankfully, my wife understands that, and she allows me to have these ambitious goals and take time away from the family to go and compete, and she supports me when I hobble my broken ass up the stairs with some sort of injury or ailment or setback. And deep down, I'm sure it pisses her off, but she understands. She gets that this is something that I need to do for me. If I had to compromise and make concessions for the betterment of the family and for being present, of course. And those are things that honestly were challenging for me sometimes because it felt like I was giving up a part of myself. That being said, I think there's value to understanding that balance and having things outside of lifting that bring you joy and bring you fulfillment. It allows you to enjoy lifting for what it is and make it a stress reliever rather than a stressor. There's a point in my life where, quite frankly, I was doing too much to try and force myself to be better, and it ended up setting me back. This is something that I want to be able to do for the rest of my life. Will I be competitive at a high level forever? Most likely not. But I will continue to lift, and I will always love lifting. And it's something that I hope I can do with my kids one day. And this passion is something that I hope I can share with everybody listening to this video. It's more to me than trying to be the best. It's more to me than breaking a record. But we can't have it all. And I guess that's life sometimes. We all have our own journey. We all have our own path. We all have our own story. And I regularly go back and forth on whether there's value in sharing this. Is this something that I want to come back to years from now and rewatch? Is this something I want my kids to come back to years from now and rewatch? Are we all going to cringe about it in the future? I don't know. But I think there's value in sharing how I feel in this moment, and everyone that reaches out saying that I've positively impacted their life in some way, got them started in the sport, or changed them in some, positive manner is motivating. And to me, I think that makes it worth it.